Welcome to GTM series of virtual case studies, highlighting how innovative UK digital and tech companies have been smartly able to scale into the USA and globally. I'm delighted today to be able to chat with Bruce Elliot, CEO and co-founder of Memory Lane Games. Welcome, Bruce. At GTM, we always say that international expansion is a journey, not a destination. And I'd love to know more about your journey in co-founding Memory Lane Games, the unique way your platform improves the quality of life for people suffering from dementia, and how you've been able to expand internationally, particularly across the pond.
Well, Mark, thank you for having me here. And I just want to start by saying that GTM, as you said, international expansion is a journey, and GTM has been on our partner on that journey right from the beginning. You've made an insurmountable difference for our expansion plans, and I will tell everyone, and I do tell everyone that we're big fans. So thank you very much for your work, and thank you for having me on the call.
Thank you.
So Memory Lane, my great pleasure. Memory Lane Games is a platform for monitoring and managing cognitive decline across neurological conditions with games. We started out in a pub in the UK, talking about our mums. A friend of mine, his mum's at the time was 90 with vascular dementia. My mom's back in Canada, 86 at the time, sharp as a tack. Talked about what they both have in common. And of course, it was a love of old family photos. So I thought, wonder if we could turn those photos into games. And my friend said, actually, we're turning memories into games. And we started Memory Lane Games the next day. We created some games for our mums, and they liked them. And the next thing we know, we had 100,000 downloads around the world of an app that turns memories into games. And what we do is wonderful quiz-style, simple, dementia-friendly games that trigger positive memories, but go a step further and start wonderful conversations. So we're all about socialization, not scoring. And that's the unique place for us. There's lots of technology in dementia focused on early detection and other very important work. But for us, people living with the condition and their caregivers, we improve their lives, and that's our focus.
So that's fantastic. And how does that then play into your very strong focus and growth in the US? How did you set about researching that US market and making the right connections from the UK?
So we were encouraged to enter a competition with KPMG, their top tech innovator program, and we knew KPMG well, and they said, "Hey, you should enter." So we did. We won their Northwest top tech innovator of the year, went to the national finals. And as part of that, in Manchester, the KPMG Manchester put us into the Growth Hub and introduced us as we were starting to look at our international expansion plans. We've been working in the UK, although we had games played in 100 countries. We were really focused on the UK market. And through GTM, coming out of the Growth Hub, we sat on a call about expanding into the United States. And we're interested as a digital health company. I thought, well, we'll see what we can learn. And the contacts on there were so positive and overwhelmingly supportive of Memory Lane Games. We were a very small startup at the time, but they really took a shine to us and started giving us some advice during the call, after the call, following up. And one of the groups from Arizona, a small economic development group, said, "If you guys come to Arizona, we'll get you a meeting with the Mayo Clinic." Wow. Okay. Then, in fact, we'll also get you a speaking slot at the Arizona Coalition on Aging. We believe in you so much. So my executive chairman made a trip over, and Mark, you had spent a lot of time in Arizona, so your contacts as well. We built out an entire 10-day trip around this, and it was incredibly successful. And what we learned very, very quickly is you need a beachhead. When you're going into a new market like the United States, you can't say, "I'm going to the US." It's like I'm saying, "I'm going to Europe." That doesn't work. So we picked, we had warm support in Arizona. We picked Arizona. We entered, the Mayo Clinic had a accelerator with Arizona State. We entered that, which we ended up winning. And that really put us on a launch pad for adoption, customers, supporters, clinicians in Arizona, and that's been part of our core strategy.
And tell me, Bruce, how is that that local partnership very powerful and palpable? How is where is that going as we move forward? Can you give me a sense of the vision going forward? Not just where you've been, but that sounds like some really exciting opportunities will occur from this.
So the Mayo Clinic has proposed a partnership with us to take our platform into new categories. Arizona State University's Edson School of Nursing Innovation, their professor of clinical innovation, has sponsored us. She's our champion, and Arizona State is backing our next clinical trial in the United States. A very exciting clinical trial to hopefully show efficacy of our gameplay models on maintenance of severity of dementia, which would be incredible, something that no drug can do. We showed that in our early pilot in the UK clinical work, and now we're going to replicate that at scale in the US, and we'll see how those results come out later in 2024. So from partnerships to clinical work to customers on the ground now, we're very fortunate. We have a customer group in Phoenix. One's called Buena Via. It's a respite charity, and they use our apps in their respite care every day. And Fox News heard about us, and Fox News went in and filmed in Buena Via without us knowing. And they fact checked with our partners Mayo and ASU and said, "Yep, they're good people. Everything's good." And the next thing we know, we're on Fox News. And I mean, that for a small company in the UK to land that kind of profile, we knew we were on the right track in the United States.
Bruce, that's fantastic just to hear your story and just see how the growth has evolved over the last few years. If you were just to sort of advise other CEOs starting this US journey, what would be the key thing that you would tell them to do and look for before they went over to the US?
So our model that we were advised by GTM and we've adopted is pick one state, and not the biggest state. Pick a state where you can really make partnerships, where you can really get established. Arizona was perfect for us. We're also getting traction in New Jersey, but pick a state and find a partner. We use corporate accelerators. The Mayo Clinic's accelerator was incredibly successful, and ASU's accelerator was incredibly successful for us. And it really introduced us to the community and allowed us a platform to talk about us. And I think you need that kind of basis. But the next thing is your go-to-market strategy, no pun intended, is critical, because reimbursement in the US is completely different to what we understand. I'm Canadian, our business is in the UK. It's a very different model. So finding and understanding the nuances of the reimbursement models. And I can tell you, it's not just about reimbursement, it's about process. So just because you think you have a reimbursement code, if you're not fitting into the process, adoption becomes very, very difficult. But we found speed of adoption, fast decision making, and wonderful warmth in Arizona. So it's been very successful for us.
Bruce, thank you so much for sharing your story, and I'm delighted to hear that it's going well. We send you as this year finishes and a new year starts. Look forward to hearing more great things about you in 2024. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.